I'm not a believer in coincidences. And I'm not saying I was so gifted by God that he was going to set me aside and tell me this is the way it's going to work. But this is what happened to me. And I eventually became a fairly good oil painter. I loved that part. Later on, as I got married and I had, some of you know, I had 8 children. 3 of my daughters took lessons from Ollie. My job was to pick them up on Friday afternoon, and I arrived early. Why? Because Ollie and I talked a little bit. I had to chase her around the room to talk to her. I told her that story, and she was thrilled, and I was so happy I was able to tell her that story. And she understood what I was talking about. The other connection I have with her is, if I can explain this without sounding full of, self-pity. Many people in the art world are afflicted by chaos. By that means, I mean their lives are disrupted. I'm not talking about natural, the chaos is personal. She had hers, there's no question in my mind. I'd see her walking around there and how she could do it. I could see, you could feel the pain from her hips, her hands. I was born with a lot of problems, so that's beside the point, but it cost my mother and father a lot of consternation. And I wondered as a young man, oh, why me? Why can't I go out and play baseball with the rest of the kids? Why can't I do what I was supposed to do? You know, they are doing. I would lose that, not fall into self-pity, because I'd go to my room and draw. And that's how this, you know, and that's what I was given. And that's lasted me a long while. It still happens. And I could see that with her. She had, and what a lot of people don't understand sometimes, I guess you won't understand, but artists have to have courage if they're legitimate. I'm not talking about those that think they're so marvelous that they don't need anything, but their appearance, we have some of those too. She was a courageous artist. Believe me, that was what, along with her passion. I brought something I'm going to read because I'm going to stop now because I have much more I can, but I want to read.
Another hand?
I want to read this. I wish I had memorized it so I would sound so bright you'd all say, isn't that Joe Whalen? But I didn't. This was written by a critic back in 1897 about another great American painter. I probably had never heard of it by the name of Phillips. But it's the epitome, in my opinion, it's the epitome of what is happening here today. And you notice they say what's happening? Those works aren't just sitting there. They're not just sitting there. As a fellow artist, as I go by, I hear her say, yeah. See what I mean? They are alive. This is what happened, if you bear with me. Go out and look at any landscape. There's a sentiment and a feeling which pervades the whole. You may call it poetry of nature if you like. Something which you cannot see, which is not material, yet is much a part of the landscapes as the trees and the grass themselves. If you don't get it, then you don't get anything, and your picture is nothing but a colored map. But the woman, and I replaced, they said men, you know how these people are. But the woman who can reproduce that feeling on canvas, who can make that one who sees the picture feel as she felt it, that person is an artist, and her work is the work of art. Yes.